Are we live? Hi, it's Maria here. I was improvising with some improvised music in my head because today is all about improv. Welcome to the Fearless Performer Series. I really appreciate you watching the videos, liking, subscribing, and if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. And last of all, if you want a summary of all these keys at the end of this series, just join our mailing list and I will send a PDF right to you. So, improv, you gotta learn it. I'm gonna channel my Japanese mother who is very good at pushing me to do things and say, "Ganbare, improv, you gotta do improv." There's no way around it. All roads of success are connected to improv. And improv is basically the ability to play with anyone in any setting. And if you are simply playing music on a written page, you're not able to do this. I have now jammed with people from so many styles of music, I can't even think of how many, because I have that ability to improvise. And I first learned how to improvise when I was at a wedding for my New York mom. She's the lady who took care of me when I lived in New York. And I think I was 17, and they were playing Summertime. It was a wedding band, and they let me just sit in and play with them, and I couldn't believe how exhilarating that was. So from then on, I decided I'm going to improvise. And no practice session of mine begins without an improv. Actually, I don't really practice set music, I improvise. And even if I'm struggling with a passage in a piece, I improvise around it. So what I try to do is I try to make it twice as difficult. I start playing that troubled section and then I start building upon it. Like let's say I'm in 8th position and I'm having trouble being in tune. Well, I just improvise for like 5 minutes up in 8th position. And it's a holistic way to tackle problems without just repeating the same thing over and over again with blinders. Now, there are so many ways to get into improvisation. Just to come up with an idea, you can think to your 5 senses. So think of a smell, a sound, and you can let that trigger an idea. You can use feelings. So if you are in a good mood, that can trigger an improv. So I'm trying to think right now, what mood am I in? I am in a pensive mood. So here's a little musical improv based on that. So that's something I love doing, is just feeling something and then going right into playing my instrument on it. Another way to introduce yourself to improv is to take a piece that you're working on and just elaborate on it. So you play the A section of a piece, and then instead of going to the B section, you start messing around with that A section. And the whole point of this is that you are developing a relationship with your instrument that isn't based on something someone told you. It's based on your connection with it. And it is totally, totally exhilarating. So instead of me talking forever, I wanted you to join me in an improv. And I'm going to use the 12-bar blues as the starting point because I think it's incredible, because it gives you a structure in which to improvise, but it uses very few chords. So it's a very nice entry-level way to start doing improv. So it's going to be in G major. It's going to be the rhythm of it. So 1, 2, that's G. 3, C. D, C. Now I'll start. So play that video back and give it a try. I want you to practice playing with me, playing by yourself, but really getting comfortable on your instrument. Now, improv, beyond the ability to play with so many people, it really builds your technique. It builds your ears. It helps you get into composition. It is just joyful. It's whimsical. It's something that you can do at any time. And if you're in a bad mood, it helps. If you're in a great mood, it helps. Everything works for improv. And there are really no mistakes. If you play a really sour note, just double down on it and keep repeating it, then it sounds intentional. So that's part of what I love is in improv, when you're playing and you hit a note that you weren't expecting, working with that. When everything is perfect and contained, then that in itself can be a little boring. So you're just grateful for any stimuli that affects your improv. Now, I'm going to point you towards my show with the Victoria Symphony soon, and in that improv, I wanted to involve the audience. So I wanted to get them clapping along. Usually I go in the aisles and I interact, but in these COVID times, I couldn't do that. So I wanted to get them going by using my legs to create the rhythm. And the goals going into this improv were huge range. So I wanted quiet, I wanted fast, I wanted excited, I wanted pensive. And then I also wanted to work in the chords of La Folia. So that was something I did in the middle. And then at the end, I used a bit of a piece I wrote to let the orchestra know that I was going to join back with them. So I thought I'd give you that background so you can understand and appreciate my improv with the audience. I hope you enjoy. There will be a video there that you see. Click on that if it doesn't connect you automatically. And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining.